Most people like to wake up to a delicious cup of coffee or have an afternoon pick-me-up with their favorite coffee drink. But unfortunately, a few people are forced out of enjoying this caffeinated drink. It just doesn't sit well with them.
This has been a product that has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I basically love this product, and I just decided to shine some light on it. And it really is amazing. And a lot of people think that if you drink tea, you can go the fancy way of doing the French pressing or tea bag. Matcha, you're consuming the whole leaf because it's in powder form. You're consuming the whole leaf, so it's much stronger in caffeine, but the benefits are right there, and it really is.
Geraldine Ridaura was one of those people. She loved coffee, but couldn't put up with the negative side effects. On a trip to Japan, Geraldine discovered the popular vibrant green tea matcha. The fact that she couldn't drink coffee only fueled her excitement to have found such a healthy and delicious replacement. In awe and amazement of all the benefits of matcha, Geraldine returned inspired to open Holy Matcha Café and set forth on a journey to introduce it to her community. Let's talk to Geraldine Ridaura and find out Cómo Lo Hizo.
Éxito.
Success.
Hábitos.
Habits.
¿Cómo lo hizo?
How do they make it?
Descubra las costumbres y secretos de los triunfadores.
Discover the habits and the secrets of those who have succeeded.
Geraldine, thank you for being with us in Cómo Lo Hizo.
Hola, mil gracias. My pleasure.
No problem. We can talk Spanish or English. It's up to you, okay? So however you feel comfortable. But I want to...
Yo puedo.
¿Cómo?
Yo puedo de las dos. Yo feliz de la vida.
Perfecto. Creo que estás manejando en este momento, ¿no es cierto?
Un poco de tráfico, pero agradezco mucho que me puedan entretener. Por mil veces mejor.
All right. So tell me more about matcha, because many people don't know about it. So what is it? I mean, because people probably heard about it, but don't understand what is it.
Well, where to start? Matcha, the word matcha literally means powdered green tea, o sea, polvo. And the biggest benefits of matcha is that it's very, very high in antioxidants. It speeds up your metabolism. It aids with weight loss. It kills the free radicals roaming around in your body. And this has been a product that has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I basically love this product, and I just decided to shine some light on it. And it really is amazing. And a lot of people think that if you drink tea, you can go the fancy way of doing, the French pressing or tea bag. Matcha, you're consuming the whole leaf because it's in powder form. You're consuming the whole leaf, so it's much stronger in caffeine, but the benefits are right there, and it really is something amazing. Have you never tried it, Fernando?
No, to be honest with you, haven't. But I will. After this conversation, I promise that I will, okay? And
all of you need to come to San Diego to Holy Matcha, either location. Let me know. I need to get some matcha in your body ASAP. You're
all right.
Now.
Let's do that. So now that you mentioned you opened 2 cafes, correct? Or no, how do you call it? 2 matcha, you have places, right?
Matcha cafes, holinesses. The first one, which I call it my baby. They're all my baby, as I don't have actual children, but the business is my actual child.
Of course.
The first one opened a little over 2 years ago, and my second location opened almost 3 months ago, so still fairly new.
How did everything start?
It all started here's a little background. Como muy buena mexicana, me encanta el café, siempre tomarme un cafecito después de la cena y la verdad me empezó a dar mala reacción. Dolor de cabeza, migrañas, náusea, me sentía terrible. Entonces fui con el doctor y el doctor básicamente me dijo, ¿sabes qué? Si esa es una reacción hacia el café, o sea, date cuenta de eso, trata de tomar té verde. Y yo de que imposible la vida que yo me vaya de café negro, o sea, súper intenso, a verde, especialmente de bolsita, o sea, no puedo, yo necesito energía, necesito la cafeína, y aparte que el café huele delicioso. Y entonces, básicamente fue cuando descubrí el matcha. No me gustó, para ser súper sincera, no me gustó el matcha inicialmente, no estaba acostumbrada al sabor, pero me forcé a seguir usándolo, probándolo con leche, con un poquito azúcar, canelita, para poder manipularme para que me gustara, pero me gustaba como me hacía sentir, me daba energía y nunca reaccioné con migraña ni con náusea. Entonces le seguí haciendo mis estudios sobre dónde puedo conseguir el mejor matcha y casi han sido casi 8 años y como ya vivo en San Diego, me di cuenta que en San Diego hay 1 millón de cafecitos, coffee shops, como le quieran poner, pero nadie ofrece matcha. O sea, ¿cómo se dice? I saw the hole in the wall.
Right.
Nadie ofrecía matcha. And so I thought, you know what? This is a void. And I want to fill in this void. So I thought, like no big deal, Fernando. You know what? I'm just going to start a matcha cafe. No one's doing this. I'm just going to start a matcha cafe like no big deal. And that's where it all started. Was it hard? Was it a huge challenge? Absolutely. But it all started with a lot of doubt, as a lot of people doubted me. And I used that doubt as fuel to keep on going and figuring it out on the way.
Did you get some seed money, working capital from someone, or friends and family only? How do you do it?
I did a friends and family event. I presented my business plan. Well, for starters, I emptied out. I had to get my cost analysis and, formulate a budget because I just couldn't just be asking for money without knowing how much capital do I need to raise.
Of course.
So it's kind of like when you're shooting in the dark. So you have to know how much is roughly how much is this going to cost. I got a number, and granted that number is never accurate, as I needed much more after that. But I got help from mostly family, and I emptied out my bank account and got it going. And once I opened, I was lucky enough to 6 months later pay off the debt that I had, pay off the loans that I had. So, because I don't like owing people money, so my first goal of business was to any money that I get, I need to pay my bills and I need to pay off my loans. So I was able to do that the first 6 months, and I was extremely, extremely proud. And now, after that, all I had to worry about, is like, okay, now I have to pay this supplier, I have to pay this rent, I have to pay this, but definitely getting it off my back and paying off those that believed in me and supported me from the beginning was extremely important to me.
Of course. Now, I can hear that you did a business plan. You have one, so you can present, because some people, think, because I want to ask money to mi comadre or mi compadre, mi tío. They just go, hey, tío, necesito este dinero for this business. But they don't go through the process of putting together a business plan, a projection that, doesn't matter if it's your relative, but you have to really be fair. And even it's more sensitive because it's your family. You cannot let your family down, correct? So you have to say, okay, this is the kind of business plan that I have. This is my project. This is how long it's going to take. And so what kind of money that we're going to be moving and all that stuff. That's very important. I'm learning that from you. Also, how long did it take from you since you decided, you made up your mind, like, okay, this is my goal, this is my business, I'm going to start doing. How long did it take for you to think about it, decide to go into, and make it happen?
That's a very good question. The thought was born mid-August, más o menos mid-August 2016. I remember I was in Mexicali because that's where my parents live. I was at my parents' house. I was in their backyard. I was drinking sparkling lemonade because it was extremely, extremely hot. And I was sitting and I was just frustrated. And then that's when I thought to myself, I'm just going to do a matcha cafe in San Diego. This doesn't exist in San Diego. I'm going to do it. So from August 2016, when the crazy idea came to me, I started the LLC. Well, I started the business plan, which is extremely important. It's like you going to a job interview without a resume.
Right.
You can tell someone your experience, but you need to put it on paper. You know, you can't jump from 0 to 3. You need to do 0, 1, 2, and 3. It's professional. It's mature. You know, you can't cheat your way around life, and this is business, so you have to have a business plan. So once the thought came to my head in August, I immediately, that exact same day, put together a business plan. And again, you can estimate, I call it guesstimate, what you're trying to achieve. And I started the LLC in September, and I started looking around for places. So I think it took from August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It took 7 months
To open.
When the thought,
From the conception,
born,
yeah.
the construction, the everything, I opened my doors on March 11th, 2017, so 7 months
All right.
until opening my doors.
That's amazing now.
I think it's a little fast. That was a little fast. So I always tell people when they ask me, just because it took me 7 months, that doesn't mean that to someone else, if it takes them a year and a half, that doesn't mean that they did something wrong. The worst thing that someone can do is compare themselves to others and expect that just because my journey and my experience took 7 months, that yours should take the exact same time.
Of course.
A lot of people tend to confuse that, so I always tell them, like, as long as you know, seasons change. Maybe if you want to do a restaurant, maybe your restaurant might not take 7 months. Maybe you'll need 2 years. So, keeping an open mind and not expecting for everything to be exactly the same as with someone else.
Now, the business plan, did you do it yourself? You put it together yourself? You asked somebody for help?
No, just me.
So you went to school?
I went to college. So basically, my family's from Mexico City. I was raised in Mexicali, and I didn't want to stay in Mexicali. I love Mexicali, arriba mis cachanillas. But I wanted to, grow and just, learn about life, learn more about other cities and travel. And I went to college to USD here in San Diego. And I really like San Diego. It's still almost a little less than 3 hours away from Mexicali, from my family. So, it's like I'm home, but I'm not home at the same time. And I majored in business admin, and I minored in marketing. So a lot of my classes, we had to do hypothetically all these business plans, all these marketing plans. So I already had that a little bit under my belt, but it certainly is different when you do something for a grade versus when you're doing something in real life.
Absolutely.
It feels different, but I already had a little bit of experience of knowing knowing what content to put in a business plan.
And it was easy for you to get access to the seed money?
I think that everybody has different experiences. I think that at my timing, I went full force, and I think that the timing I lucked out with how fast I was going, with the knowledge I had of matcha, and with the product in general that I was going to offer. But like I said, some other people might see it and think, oh, it's really easy, and then they discover that it might not be that easy. A lot of it is simplicity. So if I were to do it all over again and include in my business plan and in my cost what I offer right now, everything that I offer right now that I have registered in my POS, then maybe I definitely would have needed much more, and it would have been totally way more complicated. But in the beginning, I started off small. I only had 5 items on my menu. I didn't sell apparel. I didn't sell any retail. So I definitely started off very small and simple. I call it the in and out. example, like how everything's very simple and not complicated. And from there, I grew my menu. I grew my retail. Now I have my own apparel line. Now I have my